Peace and blessings, family. It is yours truly, founder of Uapele Movement, which is Yoruba for Good Character, Gender Character Movement. Amar Mari, Queen Amani Mari, is the co-founder. And we hope that you are having a blessed week. In spite of. We know everything that has transpired. Ahmad Arbery, peace and blessings be upon him. The elder who unfortunately was taken out with the knee on the neck situation, among so many other tragic events that is happening throughout the world on today. Well, this is your empowerment moment with yours truly, your brother, Amar Mari. So we're going to talk about it. So if you'd be so kind to share and invite, and we're going to put some things out on the table. Again, Uapele is good character, and I'm going to present it to you in a loving manner, in a manner in which it should be presented, so that way we can come to a conclusion in a wise manner. Okay? So again, thank you so much for tuning in to the Empowerment Moment again with yours truly, Amar Mari. And we're going to get ready to dive in here. Okay, I am a firm believer that we all do have a right to defend ourselves if we are attacked. I do feel that way. We do. I do believe that there's a time for peace, and I do believe that there is a time for war. I do. However, we have to be wise enough to know what weaponry to use at a specific time. And what we're dealing with is certainly spiritual warfare. It is definitely an issue with the mindset of the races, okay? First of all, that is a learned behavior. And I'm saying this because some speak in a fashion in which they don't understand that. That is a bad case of what we're seeing. It's psychosis. Okay, they're psychotic. Okay, and we're dealing with a mindset that has been embedded amongst those who are mentally disturbed and those who have been miseducated. This is the reason why there's misconduct, because of the miseducation. Okay? And so you got to think about the word they're misinformed, They're missing it because they are not properly indoctrinated. Okay, when you take two little children and you allow them to play with one another of the opposite ethnicity, the child is not savvy to, well, he's African and I'm European. It is a logical fact. And I come to this conclusion by looking at the whole matter with wisdom that has inspired my mindset to help me to better understand that these individuals are sick mentally. They are mentally ill. Okay? And you have to understand, nobody in their right mind will attack someone predicated on someone's pigmentation of their skin or their ethnicity. So the actions of individuals whose conduct is unbecoming of a human being who does such things in a beastly manner, who strategically has set a system in place to overrule the title of the system called justice, and has made it go against Maya, go against the universal principle of love and peace. And so we see the mentality of the person who has been persuaded that it's okay to do such things. We all know, those of us who are in our right mind, we all know that it's not right. But because they're brainwashed and they're closed-minded, they have been desensitized because of the teaching that has influenced their mental faculty and has caused them to conduct themselves in a manner in which is destructive and disruptive and chaotic. This is what we see. We have to take control or be controlled. And I don't believe in ignoring reality that is going on. Issues don't go away by not addressing the issue. And addressing the issue is not negative. If our ancestors never addressed the issue of racism and the injustice that was being done, which is unfortunately still being done today, we wouldn't even be in a situation where we are at today, although we're still fighting against discrimination. That's not something that has vanished at all whatsoever. It's a fact. We're still fighting it. It's very obvious. We see it televised. But beloved, what I'm submitting to you is ensure that you take control of your mind before you lose your mind. Because when your mind is out of control, then your life will become out of control. And when you lose control, you'll end up saying and doing things that you shouldn't be doing. We must understand that we are already unlawfully being convicted for things that we have not done. How much more so then will it give them the liberty to harm us even the more if we do things outside of what is right? And if we lose our restraints and we click off safe, now we're outside of safety. Now there is grounds. Now we give them rope to hang us with. I understand the anger. I understand the frustration. I know because my son was unjustly treated when he was in the military, boot camp. So I'm not just one who's sitting up here and not being sensitive to the family's pain. And I understand the pain because I went through it myself. Okay, and last time I checked, our families came over here on the same boat. And even if they didn't, even if they was already here, okay, we still are one family, the human family, bottom line. Okay? And so I do grieve for the families that have lost their loved ones due to the horrific, immoral crime of racism that we as a people have to continuously fight against. But I definitely encourage you to war wisely. This is all I'm saying. If you're going to fight, fight smart. Be wise about it. Don't become what you hate. Because some feel like, well, we're going to retaliate. We need to pick up arms and we need to go harm some of their people who haven't done nothing wrong so they can get the picture. See, that's called reverse psychology. This is why we had to be in a mentally stable state to be able to deal with certain things. Because if you're not mentally stable, if you don't get control of your mind, you will find yourself doing things that to you may seem just, but really it's unjust because now you're doing the same thing to somebody else that you won't want to have to be done to you or your fellow loved one. So it's a lot of uproar that's going on in the community, and rightfully so. However, we have to make sure that we watch our actions and we make sure that our actions are that which is becoming a people of upright character. Yet and still, defending ourselves is never a problem. If someone attacks you, you have the right to defend yourself. Bottom line, I don't care if they try to make it seem like that it's wrong. Doesn't matter. Right is right, wrong is wrong, period. You know, no one can change that. That's the bottom line. Okay? But when you step outside and then you go hurt somebody because they don't look like you and they look like the enemy that harmed one of us, now you're going to find yourself in the same situation, harming someone else due to what they look like, and now you have become what you hate. We got to beware of the trickery. You got to be very, very, very wise when it comes to these situations. And you have to truly understand what's going on around you. It's more than meets the eye. I have said this before, and I had to step up to the mic because I wanted to make sure that I voice some wisdom. Because unfortunately, I hear some not talking so wise. And I can understand that when you're angry, you don't think before you react. And a lot of us say and we do things out of anger that we wish that we never even done. I know I have. I'm humble enough to admit that. And so I've learned and I've worked on, and I'm not always successful at it either, so I'm not beating nobody up. I understand we all have issues. Hey, how you doing, big brother Vincent Biggs? Appreciate you for tuning in. Okay, I know we all have our issues. I know we all have things that we need to work on. I got it. But it still doesn't negate the fact that we need to be very, very, very watchful. And we need to be very humble in our spirits about what's going on around us. And to make sure that we don't do anything rashly. Okay? Which some have already done. But my prayer is that those of you who are listening to myself as well, and you know of somebody that is getting ready to do something that they feel like is just, and it's going to end up giving them a criminal record, please ensure you talk to that person. Because although they don't care, we don't need to allow their actions to become our actions. We don't need to allow their mindset to become our mindset. Because guess what? Then they win. They win. Okay? They want grounds to say, look, I told you so. They're a bunch of brute beasts and animals, and look at the way that they're acting. Listen, you must understand, a brainwashed person will never see their wrong. They will never see their wrong. Just like you have the kamikazes in combat, or you have a suicide bomber, you know, they've been persuaded, they've been brainwashed to think that what they're doing is something that is courageous and honorable and praiseworthy. In their mind, they think that we're a threat, although we weren't the ones that enslaved them. They were the ones who had enslaved us. So it's very obvious. It's very obvious. We weren't the ones who took away their culture. They took away our culture. But yet we're the threat. See, this is how you see that they're mentally unstable. You understand? They have the most wealth in the world, but yet we're the threat. We're scraping the bottom of the meal barrel to figure out where our meals is coming from and what we're going to do and how we're going to survive. But yet we're the threat, right? So this is how you know that they are out of their minds. When you hear the things that come out of these political figures' mouths that are racist, you already know that they have lost their mind, family. It's very evident. Nobody sane talks like that. Nobody sane talks like that. Nobody sane says that they did someone a favor by enslaving them and disrupting their livelihood, disrupting their life. No one sane would ever say that rape was doing us a favor. Nobody would ever say that making somebody work for free is doing them a favor. Nobody sane will ever say killing someone who never did anything wrong and is not worthy of a crime will ever say such a thing. That is justice. No one of good character will ever unlawfully convict somebody or set someone up and put something on the scene just so they can make an arrest or interrogate young men, the exonerated 5, and make them confess to something that they didn't even do. So family, with that being said, you should already know the deal. Don't give them the power over you. When you step outside of the law, although they're lawless, and although their conduct is lawless, and although they don't believe in liberty and justice for all, you don't lose control. Because when you lose control, now you're giving them control. Thank you so much for tuning in again. This is yours truly, Amar Mari. I'm going to leave the same way that I came in. I thank everybody so much for tuning in on this evening. Again, this is the Uwa Pele movement, which is a Yoruba word for good character, general character movement. I changed it. Where we stand for spreading love and peace. Okay, we focus on your spiritual, your physical, and your financial well-being. Although the name of the movement has changed, the mission hasn't. Okay, so you can follow us on Instagram, you can follow us on Facebook, and also we have a YouTube channel where you can go to and subscribe, where videos that I have not uploaded on this Facebook page resides. We have numerous playlists there, spiritual teachers, economical empowerment. We have some tools there for you. Okay, even playlists for relationships. We have that there for you. Okay, so we're here for you. Our attitude is servitude. We love you again. Thank you so much for tuning in. Vincent Biggs, I appreciate that, man. Everybody else that hung on in here with me. Kimberly Perdue, thank you so much. Darlene Stewart, thank you so much. Quinetta Thomas, thank you so much. My queen, Amani Amari, the queen of my heart. Thank you so much, family. Hey, I love y'all. Everyone, you have a blessed blessed evening, and I pray that the duration of your week will be the same. Peace, love, and power.